It's just us.
I know. It's been a really long time since it's been just us.
So, we have this really interesting... Hey, by the way, welcome to Intellectual King.
Welcome.
I'm Insidious Muse.
And I'm Service Slut.
Yes. So now we're going to go back to our conversation. We go through these phases where it's nothing but you and I, and we're like freaking out trying to figure out what topic to have. And then we go through like nothing but stacks of weeks and weeks of guests.
Yeah.
And there's never it's not like balanced. We don't live a balance. We are pendulum-y.
We're so not balanced.
That just thinks, that I would love to work on that, but I don't do New Year's resolutions, so fuck that shit. That's what I got to say about that.
That's what you got to say about that?
How are you?
I'm okay.
You're not sick anymore.
I'm not. Oh my God, I can't even begin to tell you
Praise
how happy
the little baby
I
Jesus
am
for
about that.
Yes. Did you pray to get better? I bet that's what helped. It was God. He saved you, didn't he?
No, he did not.
Because Jesus is the reason for the season. You know that, right?
I did not realize that.
That's what the bumper sticker said. And I am a bumper sticker religious person.
You are not, and you're a fucking liar.
You're right, I'm not. Oops-a-doodle.
So we've had quite a year.
We have, hey, people. This is our year in review. We've never done a year
Yes, we have.
review. Shh. Not when I say it like year in review. Do you see that?
Are you going to say that like
on that?
Throughout the whole show?
Yes. Yes.
The year in review.
Yes. I'm totally going to do that. Does that sound awesome and obnoxious? We have had quite a year. We actually missed more episodes this year than I think we have in the past, other than our very first year, because there was sickness and there was shit. But we had quite a year. I would like to. What was our first episode?
I'm getting there.
Oh, we're not there yet.
No, we're not.
I thought we were there.
No,
it's okay not to be there. Did we start? We did not start off this year as Intellectual Kink, did we?
I think we did.
I thought we started as the Love Bite and then switched over. No? Yes, no.
I don't
yes.
know. I don't know.
I believe that is true. There was a brief hiatus because we had left the Love Bite and then we came back. Born anew, Phoenix rising from the ashes as Intellectual Kink.
Are you
I'm a drunk Phoenix.
Clearly, yes.
And no, I am not on anything. I am stone cold sober. I am on an Arnold Palmer is what I'm on. Yeah, I'm living large. And then after that, I'm going to go to a mint lemonade because I know how to party.
So we began the year with a what the fuck-a-palooza. And this was a bad idea, let me just tell you.
What did this description say? Because we did a few what the fucks.
Wait, hold on. Was it our first episode?
Oh, no, wait, that one?
No. The first episode of this year was with Miss D.
Oh, what a way to start the year.
And
no place to go but down from there.
Right. And that was something that we had done previously while we were on under the guise of the Love Bite, I think.
When we were branded as the Love Bite.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so,
Miss D's fantastic. I want her to come back in. She's so fabulous. We'll do that again next year.
Yes.
Because next year's really soon. Did you guys know that? It's like a couple weeks away.
Mm-hmm. Like super.
Yeah, so we did what was that that was the shame episode? Discuss the psychology of shame? Or was that?
That was just her.
Just her? Oh,
just
her
her.
Journey of a dominant of a domino. The fuck? The fuck is wrong with me?
I don't fucking know. Then after that was the what the fuck-a-palooza, which, again, I reiterate, a bad idea.
Is that the one where we just
got people off the fucking street? Oh, my God.
Jesus. Okay, so here's the deal. If you guys didn't listen to that episode, which I'm not telling you to do. So we were down in the parking lot and smoking a cigarette or whatever, and there were just some random fucking people who were like, hey, you want to come up and do the show?
And they really weren't actually that random because it turned out that one of them was starting a new show here at the studio.
Correct.
It wasn't totally random.
It wasn't totally random. It was just quasi-random. Mm-hmm. And so, we had them coming up and, just come on up. Well, we don't have a guest, and it was weird. There was a lot of strange. It's interesting when you talk to people about their sexuality, especially from our vantage point, because I think people in the BDSM community are a lot more open-minded and more adventurous, naturally, because they're expanding into these other areas. And once you have opened yourself up to be kind of more public in the BDSM community, you've accepted and you've gone through whatever trials and tribulations you had to go through to accept that this is who you are. You're a kinky fucking person. You like this, that, or the other, whatever it is. You like feet. You like being peed on. You like to pee on people. You like to beat people. You like to be beaten. You've accepted these things, that these acts don't make you a bad person. These acts aren't a judgment upon you in a negative light. Whereas when you're dealing with random people who haven't gone through that journey, they are still very judgmental. So there was a lot of judgmentalism of things people were saying, not just of other people, but even of themselves.
Yeah.
And I could see that they had those moments of shame, not necessarily shame because they didn't say, but at the bottom line, they're shameful for these desires or doing whatever this thing is. Mm-hmm. So it was just...
and kind of like, doing like side glances to like their friends, like, is it really okay for me to say this? Or, I don't know. It was just weird. It was weird.
Yeah. I mean, in hindsight, educational.
Right.
Very, very educational.
So the episode we had after that was on monogamy with our friends from up north.
Was that with Gypsy and with her mister?
With Mister. Uh-huh.
That was before they got married, though, right?
Well, yeah.
That's right, because I got married this year. Yeah. I married them.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that was interesting because we've done a lot of discussion about polyamory, because that's also very popular within the BDSM community, and the concept of multiple loves. And these are two people where in their past, they have been polyamorous. They have, and they've made a decision, a choice for at this time to be monogamous. And we really talked to them about why they made that choice and what was different about it compared to being poly. And I thought it was really, for me, it was a nice juxtaposition to the onslaught of this is why people are poly and this is what poly is. I mean, because I think that sometimes, especially those that are poly, some people look down on people that are monogamous.
Yeah, like somehow they're like less secure in their relationship. I don't know.
Evolved. That you can't be poly like us. And it's like, you know what? Some people just aren't. Just like, hey, I can't be, I'm so unevolved that I can't be a sub. Just not wired that way. You can't be a dom. Some people just can't be poly. Some people just can't be monogamous. It is who you are. And some people have to work a lot harder at than others.
So, when we did after that is titled Intimate Talk.
Oh.
Yeah.
What does it say?
It says, Mistress and Nancy talk about recent punishments, fears of their inner darkness, and some of their darkest desires. So that was really vague.
That was a good episode. You guys should go listen to that one. What's it called?
It's called
Intimate Talk?
Intimate Talk.
Go download that one. It was good. Yeah, do you remember that?
I don't. I really don't.
Okay, so that was after, I wonder which, because you had a couple punishments this year. Ugh. I wonder if that was the kneeling and the...
I don't think so.
Prostrating one. This was the paddling. Oh, yeah. Yeah. She did things that weren't good, and so she got punished. I mean, after she had already gone through the corrective action. I do things very kind of HR-ish. You get a verbal warning, you get a written warning, termination warning, all this happens. She got tied. She got bent over my bed and tied, her arms spread out and her legs spread out. And then my big breadboard paddle that welts. 10 smacks.
Yeah.
No warm up, no cool down, no pausing in between except for if I wanted to. And she had to count them. She lost count in the middle because I wasn't holding back, and I'm a strong motherfucker.
Well, and it's really hard to count when you're crying.
Yes, exactly. I think I had to make it 11 because you miscounted.
I'm glad you find that so humorous.
I do. I really do. I'm a sadist. So
the following week, we discussed DS relationships, and that was actually our Valentine's Day episode.
Oh.
And we talked about...
Hearty heart.
About healthy relationships, DS or otherwise. And we talked about our own mistakes that we may or may not have made.
Oh, Jesus. Let's be honest. There's been a lot of that. So much of the mistakes to be made. Live and learn, or not, whatever.
And then we had on Carrie, Pig Carrie.
Oh, that's right. Mm-hmm. That was really interesting.
It was so, you know what? Yeah. I really enjoyed that.
I miss her. But yeah, it was really interesting because she's been our only transgender person we've had on. Mm-hmm. And although she isn't post-op, she's living as a female. And just to kind of hear her story, that was really interesting.
There's something about her where it's not like you look at her and you're like, oh, she gives no fucks, or she's like whatever. She's just her. Yeah. She's comfortable in her skin,
and that's refreshing, mm-hmm. comforting, inspiring.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You feeling me, dog?
I'm feeling you. And then we took a dive into rope with Andrew and Tiffany.
Oh, it was just them?
Yeah.
There was no demon six?
No, this was the first time we had. I remember that leading up to this, we're like, oh, we really want somebody, who's knowledgeable in rope to come in, because you and I were both like, fucking know.
What the fuck? I got all this fucking rope. I don't know what to do.
And so
I know one tie.
we started going to places and seeing people and seeing them again and again and again. And we got comfortable enough to ask Andrew to come in. Yeah. Don't you remember thinking he knows so much stuff. And he can teach us.
He can be like the sensei of rope. Right?
Yeah. And he brought in different types of rope, and, we got to fondle the rope.
He really educated us.
It was a nice 101.
You know what? But beyond that, one of the things that I love most about Andrew, other than he's just a fabulous, amazing person. Mm-hmm. Andrew, you're a fabulous, amazing person, and we love the shit out of you. Mm-hmm. His approach to rope, because one of the reasons why I've owned rope for years and I just don't use it. I did not use it. And one of the things that I said is it's so intimidating because there's all of this right way to do it. And his thing was like, that's fucking bullshit. Yeah. If you're having fun and they're having fun and no one's getting hurt, what does it matter? Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, yes. Mm-hmm. Why can't rope play be the same as every other fucking kind of play where you're doing it safely and both people are having fun? Does it matter that I didn't do my karate perfectly, that I didn't, that's not a square knot, that's a granny knot? Who fucking cares? Mm-hmm. And that was nice because it liberated me to want to use rope more. And we have used a lot more rope this year.
We have. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew.
You made dreams come true.
I feel like a magic Disney fairy or something.
So then after that, we had on Julie to discuss the whole slave versus submission thing.
Did we have her on twice this year?
I think we did. Or we were going to. I don't know. We'll find out as we get down the list.
Good point.
And she's one of those people that you just always, you look at her and you're like, God, fucking shit, how the fuck does she juggle everything?
Really impressive human being.
Yes.
Really impressive. And your mentor.
Yes. She's pretty awesome.
She is. What did you call her? The Gandhi of subs or something like that?
Yeah. I don't know if it's just my perception, but she always seems to have an answer for anything that I ask. And even if she doesn't have an answer, she poses the right questions for me to find out the answer for myself.
Yeah.
So that's really great. And that was a really great topic. I mean, it's something that, people talk about all the time. Who's more devoted, a slave or a submissive?
Right.
Right?
What does it mean? And
it just, which you can spin it so many different ways. It's weird on this topic. So since you said we would expand if, we wanted to.
Yes.
I don't know if you've noticed this, but I don't know when this started happening, but people started calling me your slave.
What?
Yeah.
Nobody does that to me. They just call you my girl.
Yeah, no. My ears have perked up when that happens, where someone refers to me as your slave. And it's really strange because it'll happen and then I'll think to myself, do we need to have a conversation? Is our relationship shifting in some way where we need to have a talk? Because if that was going to happen, I would want a talk. I would want a thing. I don't know. It's like that whole, are we moving in together? Which we already have, whatever.
Which we have, so maybe we should have that talk.
I don't know. But it's, it's just weird how that I'll hear that. I'll hear myself being referred to as that. And I'm like, wait.
Although, interestingly enough, there have been a lot of shifts this year, which I can see why somebody might make that change in title. I have not ever introduced you as a slave.
No, you have not.
I usually just call you my girl. It's usually what I do. But there's been a lot of shifts in our relationship, in our lives that have, facilitated that. Not just the you living with me right now, not just that, but limiting your communication, your social media, your downtime. That's kind of very slave-esque.
Yeah.
It really is. But you've expressed that, it works for you. And it works for me as well. And so, there have been these slow, subtle shifts because for as long as we've been together, we're still feeling shit out. We don't have it fucking right.
Oh my God.
So, I love, it's interesting because I love the idea that there are these different titles that people can use to somehow specify. It's almost like you go from being the girlfriend to being the fiance to being the wife.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that we just have different titles in BDSM and what does that mean and the depth of it. So
you can imagine my anxiety when that happened. When did this happen? What are we doing?
It wasn't me. It was them.
You didn't put a promise ring on me.
But now I have to put a fucking ring on you.
I don't know.
And you like that, but but now we'll have this talk in the future. Let's in the near future.
Okay, let's set a date, and then we'll go for dinner, and then we'll call it a date, and then it'll be awesome.
Well, let's do more than that. We can set it a date. We can go for dinner, maybe a show.
Yes.
Go back to that comedy. I want to do that.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. All right.
Okay.
Carrying on. We have a lot to talk about.
Yes. We're in the middle of March right now.
Fuck a duck.
So then our topic was how BDSM has changed us, which, it was very, I don't know. That episode was very, 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 it's always interesting to hear about someone's past because I'm a firm believer that your past molds you for the future. But I remember that show kind of left us with this feeling like it really didn't matter. Like you could come from any background, anywhere, and you could still end up being a kinky fuck. Where, it wasn't that you had to have gone through horrible abuse to somehow end up, quote unquote fucked up enough to be kinky. But that's what stuck with me from that episode.
Yeah. I agree. You don't have to be Christian Grey and have had an abusive past. That's right, a 50 Shades of Grey reference, kids. It'll happen.
My favorite. And I hear this, I've heard people refer to this particular episode as a good one. The competitive BDSM episode. Yes.
That was a good one, and it was just one of those offhand comments from one of our friends who texted me because another woman was getting on her, like, aren't you his slave? And she just, that just sparked this whole thing of, competitive BDSM. Yeah, how, S-types pit each other against other S-types, kind of comparison. D-types pit each other against other D-types to compare, we see it all the time. I try not to spend too much time around people that do that because that's just bullshit. But
yes, I absolutely agree. But I always see this, at least for myself, rear its ugly head when other people are friendly with you or you're friendly with other people, like friendlier. And I'm like, why
do they like them more?
No, not even that, but just kind of like, ew, no, go away.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, but then again, it's like, then I have to look, well, what's happening, and more often than not, when I have that reaction, it's because I'm not happy about something else.
Yeah. I feel that.
So
that episode actually was referred by Demon Six to Grey Dancer.
No shit.
Who he then did an episode inspired by that on his podcast.
Well, now I want to listen to his.
I thought I shared it with you.
No, you didn't.
Many a moon ago.
Well,
but we'll look for it.
Following that, we had Miss D on again to talk about the psychology of BDSM, which was awesome.
Yeah, well, because she's a marriage and family therapist. That's her background, and an educator.
So this was all her. This was her area, and it was so. I mean, she's like we said, she's an awesome person to know. But it's really great to listen to someone who has the expertise that can be applied to our community, because we are so often seen as sexual deviants that we couldn't possibly be normal people. And to hear her kind of break it down and really just normalize the whole thing, it was just, it felt good.
Mm-hmm. It's validation. Mm-hmm. A lot of that.
And then came the farewell episode.
The farewell episode.
Yeah. It was really sad. I was really bummed. So there had been some changes at Skidrow, and we couldn't be here anymore, and we were so sad.
Yeah.
Because
it was sad.
Yeah, we remembered, doing the show at Jeremy's loft with this fucking cat, and then the screen door open, you could hear like honking. It was awesome.
Sirens, we could smoke.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
And and it felt like, we'd been there since the beginning, and like we've seen the studio grow and like have so many other amazing shows with just amazing people. We've met people that we would have never crossed paths with otherwise. And so it was a really sad time.
It was.
It was very sad.
It was. Celebratory in the fact that, we found our voices and we found an outlet for a lot of people within the community in the show. I mean, not to like make it seem grandiose, but we've gotten a lot of contact from people who have said thank you for what we do. And so for that was kind of sad. We knew it wasn't the end, but we unfortunately at that point had to part with Skidrow. Yeah. Which didn't last.
So
here we are.
that was the end of the Love Bite.
Can't
and then
stay away from Skidrow, baby.
And then about a month went by. It was about a month. And then next thing we knew, we were in the living room with your phone. Bedroom, sorry.
Mistress bedroom.
The mistress bedroom. With your phone and, just trying to record our own episodes.
We did.
And we did. It was very, it was, I think for us, it was just very like, we're really doing this?
We're really doing this. I'll go upload it. Yay.
Yeah.
We really did it. It was awesome.
Yeah. And it was an interesting departure for us because suddenly we didn't have someone taking care of all the technical shit.
That was me. I was the technical person, which is why it took a month.
Yeah. And so, suddenly we had to worry about other shit, not just like, the topic for the show, and it was just, it was kind of stressful. So then, we kind of figured that out. And then our following episode, As Intellectual Kink, was online dating and kink.
Yes, where we had a guest.
We did.
We had what name did he have?
I don't know if we gave him a name.
Probably Kentucky. Let's go with Kentucky.
Yeah. And so, and we were talking about how horrible dating is.
Right. By the way,
first of all,
whenever that might have been, April or May. It was no better in December.
Yeah.
It's still just as fucking bad.
Well, yeah.
I hate
dating. And it was very, I mean, there's still no clear-cut answer on how to navigate dating and being kinky.
You know what? That episode actually sparked me to completely. I got rid of that old profile and I created a new one where I'm just fucking out.
Yeah.
This is who and what I am, and either you could take it or you can't take it. And I mean, I'm not looking for a sub, but this is it. This is a part of my life, and so either they like it or they don't.
Right.
That's just, it makes my life easier, and it's easier when it comes from a woman. I think when it comes from a man, people get like, "Ew, well, you just want to. Oh no, you're just abusive."
Right.
For some reason, that double standard is working in my favor. I'll take all the working in my favor double standards as I can get.
Yeah. And then what did we do? Come on, internet, work with me. Then we had is this right? We had a communication episode?
Yes, that sounds right.
Right? Okay. Yeah, so it was a lot about I remember thinking, like, why are we doing an episode on communication? This feels so, like, elementary, you know?
So?
Right, but I mean, I'm saying that it felt, at the time, I was kind of like, why are we doing this? But, you know, since then, it's never a bad idea to reconsider that. I always have a hard time communicating with you.
I don't understand.
Well, when you hear someone snap at you because they were mumbling and then you couldn't hear them, it reconfirms.
To clarify, I didn't mumble. I simply said it very fast.
Yeah, well, either way, when you get yelled at for things like that, it reconfirms that it's
not like it's every day, every minute you talk to me that happens.
Not that specific situation, no. But
so you're telling me that I snap at you every day?
No, I'm not saying that. But sometimes there have been times where, like, I don't want to make you angry, you know, because I've seen you angry. So, like, I would rather just not say anything at all, because
which makes me angry.
Exactly, you know, like, it's like I'm fucked either way.
You're probably going to get less actual anger if you say something than if you say nothing, because you know the difference between my actual anger and if I get curt.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So my actual anger is a lot fucking worse. It's a lot quieter, but it's a lot worse. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm saying that.
All right, cool. So we just communicated again about communication. Awesome.
Then we had a show about common misconceptions about BDSM.
I like that.
Yeah, and that's always fun, just because there are some really silly misconceptions out there. Let's face it.
Sure are.
Really silly.
So stupid.
But, you know, you're afraid of what you don't know.
This is some damn fine beverage. Are we taking this is the 7th inning stretch? I'm drinking, you're stretching.
Yeah.
So now that's working. Take me out to it's not even 7th inning. It'd be like the 4th. Yeah, no, I like these are some great topics. Where do we come up with this shit?
I don't fucking know.
Oh my gosh, some of them are like, wow, that's a great fucking topic. I think that was yours, actually. It's a good topic.
So then our following episode was self-care.
Oh, self-care.
Oh, that would be, yeah. We so suck at that, though. We really do.
Although, and I say this all the time.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Exactly what I'm going to say. This is sad that we know each other. We're like an old fucking married couple.
Yep.
Although, the house will be clean.
Uh-huh.
And then we can maintain it, and that's self-care.
You're so fucking hilarious.
I'm sorry, people out there that don't know. I'm really not this weird normally. Yes. No, self-care. You know, it's funny because I think people, and we focused on a lot of different things. Number one, some people, when they enter into a slave or submissive relationship with someone, almost give up the responsibility of their self-care. And we focused a lot on that, on how that doesn't, you're still responsible for your own shit. And we talked about some very real world examples in our life for self-care. And I think that it was funny because it's easy for me as the D type to focus on the S type's requirements and needs for self-care. But you know what? I'm really shitty at fucking self-care for myself. I really am. You know, sometimes I stay up too late doing stupid things like, I don't know, playing a game on my phone. Or I don't know, binge watching a TV show. And then I don't get enough sleep, and then I'm grumpy, or I don't get sex, and God knows, you know, I am just a grumpy fucking bitch when I don't get sex.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for tomorrow morning.
You don't. I am too. I won't have any sleep, and I'll still be happy. But, you know, like, it's harder for me, I mean, as the D type, to look and allow myself to be vulnerable, to realize that I'm not taking care of myself, not just realize it, but accept it and then express it. And then beyond that, ask for help if I need it. That's really fucking hard as a D type. I'm really shitty at that, as you well know. Yeah, so that I don't think we explored that specifically, but I'm adding that as an addendum to the self-care episode. Lots of addendums today. Addendi, addendumies.
And then we had on our friends Az and the lady Isadora to talk about the history of swinging and how it is being revolutionized by female empowerment.
Yeah. It was an interesting how, especially, and I think personally swinging is very regional, because I don't necessarily know that kind of female empowerment component to swinging has spread out into other, maybe, you know, less urban areas than Los Angeles. But yeah, there's definitely been a push locally for having swinging parties be more about the females' enjoyment, because the expression, if mommy ain't happy, ain't nobody happy, totally works with sex. If the woman ain't happy, ain't nobody happy, because everything gets better when the woman has the orgasms.
Yeah.
It's true, because he'll come. That's easy, you know. For most people, I don't want to generalize. Please, no hate mail.
And then we talked about pet play.
Pet play.
It was a fun episode. It was, you know, fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah. I wish you could do more pet play.
I don't have time for anything.
Well, but not just that. You've had a tough year physically. You're having. I'm concerned about harming you in some of the things that would happen in pet play, you know, like back, wrists, things like that. So that's one of my hesitations. And that's part of my responsibilities as a dominant. That's coming up, kids.
Then we talked about drop. Like all different types of drop.
Sub drop, top drop.
Con drop.
Weekend drop. Mistress and me time drop. Yeah, drop is, you know, I have never been so aware of the emotional roller coaster of life than since I became aware of drop. Because for a really long time, I couldn't recognize what top drop was. I didn't understand it, but I just knew, you know, come on, mistress, fucking get yourself together. Why are you feeling mopey? What the fuck? Like, and I would just want to like slap myself and get myself going. And now, because obviously we, as, you know, doing the show and as educators, we're forced to look not only at ourselves, but at other things in beyond an observational way, where we're like, wow, we really need to assess what is going on. And so that has allowed me to understand, oh, I get it. Now I'm aware that's what's happening. It's drop, whatever the drop is. And people, even vanilla people, get dropped. They're just not necessarily aware of it. And it's usually drop. Let's say you have a great weekend with your lover, and then, you know, you get this strange drop. You're like, oh, and it's that emotional, you know, that emotional drop, that cliff that you fall off after being on this emotional high of either being with somebody or having great sex or having a great scene or, you know, all of these things. And that's, Well, it was really interesting. We got to talk about our drops and ways to deal with it.
Yeah. I still haven't gotten that figured out. I mean, I do, but it's not like, you know.
You said you were going to make a Dropbox.
Yeah, but.
Not like the app, but like, you know. It's funny, especially if you use the logo.
You're so funny.
Such a geek.
You are such a geek. Okay.
What's going on?
Mindy's doing.
You have a look.
That's cool.
Well, yo, look.
No.
Stop doing a look.
Mindy was doing something, and I'm like, "What are we doing? What are we doing?" So the following episode, I think, was about needs.
Was that with Julie?
Yes.
Needs versus wants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I thought we had her on twice.
Yeah.
That was a good episode. Do you remember?
Do you remember?
I knew you were going there.
It's usually you that does
It is, but I like that it was you this time. See?
Because that's the station that I was listening to. That's why.
We do the play, we do the give and the take. Our first major bump in the road in our relationship. The crying. And we had a conversation about needs and wants.
Yeah.
And you asked me, what do you need? And I looked at you, tears in my eyes, and I said, I don't know. And I didn't know. Wait, I might not still. No, and it kind of evolves. There's an evolutionary process.
I asked you recently in your journal about that.
You did.
And you still...
I was going to respond. No, you asked me very specifically, not just generically, what are my needs? My needs, how you can fulfill them when you're busy and all that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, but I vaguely remember also asking something just general.
Well, it's one of those things where we have we had the Gandhi, Julian, where she had her needs down to she had 2 fucking things.
Dude, yeah, she had whittled it down.
What? How? What? Yeah, so that's obviously an area we still need to work on. We need to work on that. I wish we had you don't know much about AA, but AA has got the 4th step. I wish we had that. We could go through the fucking 4th step and we could really write everything down, and through that we can filter through it and go through our demons and find out our needs. That's what I would like, if that existed.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I want to work on this. Make a checklist or a document.
A dream board. My basic, foundational needs.
Maslow's hierarchy.
Yeah. So I feel like
that's not true.
It's okay.
You're beyond the basics.
I am sleeping on your couch. I am more homeless than you are at this point.
You have 2 homes. You were choosing to sleep on my couch, which is fine, but you have 2 homes.
Okay.
I mean, that's a true statement.
Okay.
If I didn't have the bed I sleep in now, I wouldn't have a couch to go to.
I get that. And I understand that, but in my mind, I don't have that other home to go to. That is not an option for me.
Understandable.
So, yeah. Hold on.
Do we know what the next episode was?
Hoping that I can move the mouse now.
No, she's not in there, so.
No, but it's not her.
Oh. We need that. Jeremy. Stop fucking with it.
Go, here, have the mouse. Okay, so then we had a what the fuck episode.
We actually ended up having a series of what the fuck.
Yeah, we holy shit. I don't know. But this was what the fuck on massive caffeine. So apparently we talked about dungeons and different scenes 80s party, dogs, and peacocks. What the fuck?
Don't.
What were we on that's what our show consisted of?
Do you remember that monster? I mean, it's like the biggest fucking monster you can buy.
Uh-huh.
I guarantee you I had one of those at that time. And I'm pretty sure I was talking like debate speed fast. Which, if anybody has ever done collegiate debate, you fucking know what I'm saying. If you haven't, fill in the guesswork. Yeah, it was bouncing off the walls, I would say. And when we say what the fuck episode means, we've no clue. We don't have a topic. We just fucking talk.
So, and then apparently we had this episode in which I remember talking to you about this, where I said, hey, let's have some sort of topic where we discuss how your brain is like the best toy in your bag.
All right.
And we were like, gonna do that. And then at some point during the show, it just fell apart. And we just ended up talking about like what an amazing weekend we had and that interrogation scene.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
yeah,
mm-hmm.
That was fun. Well, do you now look back and think it was fun? Because you were hesitant for a while. You're like, yes. Because you cried. You yellowed on the scene. It was awesome.
Well, yeah. I mean, is that your goal to get me to yellow? I don't know.
As long as it's not Reading, I think that I won.
I guess. Yeah.
See, that's exactly when people said, wow, that was a great scene. That's what you said. You tilt your head and go, yeah. Every time. Every time.
I don't know. Is any no. Okay. And then what did we do? Then we had another rope show in which what was it?
This is when Demon Six was on.
Yes. And we talked about how it can enhance the experience and what you can do and all of that. I liked that he brought in books that had art, and I just never thought about rope as art. Never thought about it. But some of the stuff that he showed us that night was really beautiful.
It was gorgeous. Really, really. And I've always thought of rope as art, and that's one of the most appealing qualities for me. Because you can restrain somebody with very ugly rope work or just with whatever. But yeah, I think the reason that you invest in rope and learning how to do it is for that arts and crafts component. So it was really nice. It was an interesting episode.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Rope as art.
Then we had this awesome discussion about online versus real life DS.
Yeah.
Because, and I liked that we talked about the challenges. And, you know, one of the things that I can't remember if we touched on this on that show, but having an online DS relationship, I imagine that because presumably the person lives a distance away from you, you don't see them. That when there are disagreements or something unpleasant, it's maybe easier because you step away. You step away from whatever it is that you use to communicate with them, and you don't have to be around them. You don't have to be like around the awkwardness or anything like that. And that's one of those things that, I mean, I see that as an upside, I guess. Did you have anything additional to share?
No.
Well, okay. Who are you texting?
I'm playing with my fingers.
You're so weird. So then we had...
I put lotion on and it got under my fingernails. And I'm trying to get it out of my fingernails. It's not weird.
Okay. We had an episode about a submissive's responsibilities.
Yes.
And it was a really difficult show for me. And it still is. Like, it's still one of those things where I mean, I go back and I listen to our shows, I feel like, listening to a throwback, go way, way, way back to the beginning or whatever. But this is one of the shows that I avoid because, it's weird. Like this last part of the year has been really hard on me physically. And that impacts what I can and cannot do for you and even myself, and so it's just really hard for me to listen to that. And then it's like, I can't, like, I don't, there are no, I can't accommodate for my temporary, just being disabled in some way, And so that's really hard for me because it makes me really question, well, if I'm not doing the things, and am I not that which my actions define? So that just really sucks.
Okay.
Wait, then we talked then was our HIV AIDS episode.
Yeah, with Adam.
Yeah.
That was good.
It was intense.
Yeah, it was good. It was really, it's just not something that, we talk a lot about, but discussing, testing and safety and all of them. We talk about safety a lot, but we focus really on BDSM, not specifically just sex. So, yeah, that was a good episode to talk about that. And you discovered something new about me.
Yeah. So we're gonna speed along here.
Yes, speed along.
Then the following episode was responsibilities of a dominant because hey, we like symmetry. And so, I mean, it was a good. Is there anything about that show in particular that popped out to you, or?
No, I mean, I've done blog posts and I've done a lot of discussions about what I believe are the responsibilities of a dominant, and I know that there's a lot of D-types out there that would disagree with me, and it's my opinion. And guess what? It's my fucking show, so I can share my goddamn fucking opinion. But yeah, and I'm more of a believer of being a holistic human being, being whole. And if you're a dominant and you're constantly worried about, being in charge and being in control, then you're losing that which makes you a whole person. And therefore, I think that you lose out on part of the responsibilities of being a dominant, one of which is being a whole human being. Mm-hmm. So that's just my little soapbox. It was kind of a soapbox episode.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I think about it.
Yeah. I mean, and again, that's my approach to dominance. And I get that that's not everybody's and that doesn't appeal to a lot of people, but I feel very strongly about that. So
then we had an episode on fetish art.
Oh, yes, with Jay.
Yes. Oh, my God. Just beautiful stuff.
Fetish art is so popular, too, so it was really nice to see that.
And Fauna was here with us that night, too.
Oh, right. Love Fauna.
Mm-hmm. Then we had an episode on humiliation and degradation.
Because it's just fun.
And we were so like, how have we not talked about this before? Right? Because it's our favorite fucking thing ever to do all of the time, every single day, all the time.
You can do it all the time, anywhere, any place. Yes.
It was so awesome. I'm laughing because I was seeing the name of this episode and it makes me laugh. So the name of this episode was Trust Me, It's Funny. And we had
Count Boogie, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was just, oh my God. And it was so, God damn it. Like
this guitar and
funniest thing ever.
He's hilarious.
Oh my God.
I want to have him on again just because he's fucking funny.
Right? God, just come and just do whatever you want.
Just be funny.
Yeah. Then we had Miss D back for the episode on shame and self-discovery.
Awesome.
Which, I mean, that's something that I think no matter what stage you are in terms of accepting how kinky you are, we all still have like a touch of that. I mean, you're not, I think that you're always you're always discovering yourself. You're always discovering what new interests you have. It's a never-ending journey.
Absolutely.
And this was a departure for us. The name of the following episode was Lifestyle versus Pro.
Yes.
And we had on Mr. Cyan, Genesis, and Ashley. It was really, really informative.
It really was. It really, because I think it debunked a lot of the myths about dominatrixes, pro doms, because there's a lot of people. They're really all just subs. It was really nice to have them in.
It was so nice, and I mean,
like to come back.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, yeah, it was. I really enjoyed that.
Me too. Wonderful, wonderful ladies too.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm like clicking through things.
Clickety click 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 click.
Then we had BDSM and the law.
That was nice.
Yeah, that was so nice.
I feel like we missed an episode. But that's okay. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
That was really nice because we had both an attorney and a retired California police officer. And it was really nice to have the balance and discussing, what do you do and how do you know if you cross the lines and stuff. It was really good because I think some people have some level of paranoia about that.
Well, and I think also some people just, there's also misconceptions about that, and the law's always changing.
Yeah.
Then, because, we don't just like symmetry, we just like everything, we had the responsibilities of a switch.
We like tripods.
We like tripods, yeah.
Yes, that was awesome. And we had our good friend Andrew and Tiffany on again.
No, it wasn't Tiffany.
No, it was Melissa. Why did I think Tiffany?
I don't know.
I can't get his girlfriend straight.
And then it was, can we skip over this one?
Oh, that's the one I'm probably thinking of.
Yeah.
The crying episode.
Yeah.
That was a hard episode.
Yeah, let's not talk about it. If you really want to know, you can go back and listen to it.
I'll tell you, it's a really good episode, but it's called the crying episode for a fucking reason. So carry on.
Then we had the laughing about sex episode, which was awesome.
Because we like to avoid the fact that we were crying the week before, so we were laughing. We had a lot of people in, so we didn't have to talk much, and we could have a lot of laughing, and it was great.
Then we told scary stories with a BDSM twist.
For Halloween, it was fun. We just made it up.
I was really nervous about that because I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I have no idea. I have no imagination.
But you did great. Some of those stories are awesome. You can go back, one of these days when you're like, Mistress, may I have Tumblr time? I'll be like, no, but you can go back and listen to that episode.
You're crazy. Then we had this episode about discovering yourself, which I think was just us, like a lot of like just bullshitting.
Why?
Because that's what it says in the description.
Never discovered ourselves?
That we were bullshitting.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I don't
remember writing that description. But okay, I'll believe it. I'm sure we were bullshitting at some point. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit.
Oh, and then we had on Sanger to discuss when DS is abuse.
Yeah, from her real life experience.
Yeah. And
that was fucking intense.
That was intense. That was very intense.
It was intense. She's a fantastic human being.
We are cutting it close, but guess what? We're almost to the end.
I know we are. I'm seeing, we're counting forward to the closeness. Hold on.
Then we had Spank, Spank, and Spank again.
It was my birthday episode.
It was your birthday episode.
Because it's Spank people. We talked about spanking and spank. I thought that was a fantastic episode. It was very educational.
There was so much, way more depth to it than I thought there would be.
There's a lot of depth to spanking. And then I got to spank people.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't get any better. Come on, we've got like 2 episodes left.
No. Well, just this one. Well, not this one, but the one last week.
That's what I meant. Fisting.
The musical.
Yeah, right, Fisting the musical. Don't you love that? I'm getting more and more, with our titles. We don't have time for this shit. We fisted somebody right here on the table, right where I am at the moment.
Yes.
Sanger, to be precise. And it was lovely and it was beautiful. And
it was.
Fun. And there was video. And
it was a lot of fun.
Yes. But
now we're here.
We're here. This is our last episode. We're out of time. And we didn't get to talk about 2014. Maybe our first episode of 2014 will be our Talk About 2014 episode. I think that sounds fun.
Maybe.
But we are Intellectual Kink.
We are.
We are at Kinkellectual on the Twitter. Mm-hmm. I am Insidious Muse everywhere.
I'm Service Slut most places.
No space, all one word. Mm-hmm. Hit us up and what do you want us to talk about next year in 2014? What sounds good?
And you know what? To the people that have been sending messages to either one of us both of us.
I have 46 unread messages in my
You're terrible.
Mail. I'm sorry.
I just see them because I check my email because that's the only thing I can check without your permission. So that's how I see them. But thank you so much for sharing your stories with us and for trusting us really with that. And thank you for welcoming us to your computer, your phone, or wherever you may be listening to us.
And I swear I'll read them and respond at some point in 2014.
I'll remind you.
And we love you all.
We do. We love you so much.
Happy holidays.
Happy everything.
All right. And go get fisted.
Yay.
Bye.